Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to this week's Hot Stocks Outlook for November 2nd, 2018. Hope you're all having an excellent week in the financial markets, and as always, plenty of opportunities to cover. We're going to start here with Constellation Brands. We've got CBOE Holdings, FMC Technologies, Taiwan Semiconductors, and also Palo Alto Networks here. So let's go ahead, starting here with Constellation Brands, and very important to understand what all these indicators against the chart are, how they work. But what we have here with Constellation Brands are daily bars and candles. So these are all daily bars going back, we can see, to the midpoint in October. And we have a black line and a blue line against that daily price action. Now, the black line that you see on the chart, that is what's called a simple or actual simple moving average. And it's a really good summary of where past prices have already been, but it really just plots the previous close, updates each and every day, and a really good summary of where market prices have already been. But what we're able to compare that value to is this blue value that you see against the chart. Now, that blue line that you see is actually using predictive data generated via artificial intelligence. So it's using a neural network process to look at other related markets that affect and drive and influence Constellation Brands. So other stocks, ETFs, the S&P 500, the dollar index, and able to use that data to essentially generate that predictive data and build that into these predictive indicators. Now, the first one here being this predicted moving average. So when we have that blue value or that prediction slide below the actual moving average, it's suggesting that, look, the trend is now lower, that average prices are expected to start moving lower, right? A prediction moving below the actual, those average prices of prediction, therefore, is saying that this market's expected to go down. Now, in addition to that predicted moving average, you're also provided what's called the neural index. And we can see here at the bottom of the chart, we have this red, which is actually a bar. This can change from red to green, and we'll see that on some subsequent charts here. But this is a 48-hour indicator. So how I like to think of it is really looking at, when you see this indicator going from green to red, is looking and saying, okay, well, over the next 48 hours, is there that strength or weakness? And comparing the predicted moving average, which you can always trade above and below that average moving forward here. So here in Constellation Brands, very clearly, look, the market is forecasted to start trending lower. Neural index is down at a 0. And really the last thing to round out the forecast and all of these, being driven by this neural network artificial intelligence process are actually these predicted levels. This is a predicted high and low that's generated before each and every trading day. So depending on your trading style, whether you're a day trader, swing trader, position trader, you can go ahead and decide, well, where do I want to be getting into the market or adding to my position based on these forecasts, these shorter term forecasts. Now, we can see here that forecast to the downside, neural index down at a 0, and we can actually see these predictions of the predicted high and low against the actual market data. So you see here that each and every day before this trading day occurs, it's saying, look for the market to move to these predicted highs, but the market to essentially go lower. You see the neural index remains at a red configuration. Obviously, our predicted moving averages remain lower, and just a really great opportunity to go ahead and set some shorts on this market, possibly by put options. Obviously, there's overall market weakness over this time period, as it even came in after the first big sell-off in October, but more areas to trade that weakness over the past couple weeks, down 12% just in the past 8 trading days there on Constellation Brands. So same approach regardless of the markets you're trading. There's been very little strength in the markets, but you see here in CBOE Holdings getting this blue line, so that predicted moving average crossing above the actual moving average. And in an area where there's a lot of weakness, you can see this forecast saying, look, the trend is now up, neural index up in a green configuration. This 48-hour forecast, you see it goes down to a red, and you get this weakness over the next 48 hours, but the trend, that blue line, still very much above the black line. It's saying you want to remain in a long position here, keep adding to your longs, and a good place to actually be going long into this market weakness where you may have some other shorts in the portfolio. Really great opportunities. And you see one of the real great benefits of this technology is its ability to adapt. So after this trading day, the next trading day, it says, okay, well, expect the predicted low to come a little bit lower. You see we trade lower, close a little bit above that. Next trading day, we get a little bit of volatility, but you see you gap lower, immediately trade and close at this predicted low after even moving up to the predicted high. And then these subsequent predicted lows, really great entries to be, again, adding to your position in line with that trading style. So if you're a swing trader, day trader, you know where you want to be coming in to make those assessments on the market here. And a really nice move here in CBOE, and we're getting a little bit of strength in the markets here. But this market up about 12%, up about 14% from where those crossovers come through just in the past 17 trading days, still in the month of October here. Now, overall, though, we're seeing a lot more volatility, a lot more weakness in markets. Here's FMC Technologies, so very clear crossover to the downside, and this corresponding with that initial weakness in the S&P. So just another area where crossovers are clearly to the downside all through this month. Neural index at a 0, and you see you get a couple indications of where the may get some short-term strength and markets trading above the predicted moving average, but the trend still very much to the downside. And so traders can come in and understand that, okay, well, I want to be shorting at these predicted high levels to be a great place to set day trade positions or add to a swing or position trade here, add to your options contracts. So really nice opportunity there in FMC Technologies. Again, we'll see as far as the overall duration of this move, about the overall month of October, market down 15%. We're seeing just a lot of markets just in the past month down, 15, 20+%, and really easy area to go ahead and just avoid the market, even go ahead and make money shorting the market from these levels, as most of the market showing crosses to the downside and the overall trends being down. Here's Taiwan Semiconductor. So this was a really great stock to buy in July. It was really great crossovers to go ahead and get long. But again, here in October, crossover the downside, neural index at a 0. So you can come in with the help of those predicted moving averages, or predicted highs and lows rather. You see you get a predicted high hit here, 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 just great levels to come in and be setting these short positions. But what's interesting is recently we've seen a lot more strength coming in from the neural index on shares here. So when you see that overall market weakness, you can come in and say, okay, well, if I want to go ahead and sell put options or buy put options rather, get ready to short this market again off 13%, going into this next trading day, having been down, again, 18% from its lows here before some of the strength from the neural index. And you see we get that pop, predicted moving average getting very close there. This being an area where you may want to go ahead and cover your position, as you see, saying, look, expect those higher highs from the neural index to come in. Whereas other areas of the market, we see Palo Alto Networks, some other areas not as strong here. You see a lot of distance between that predicted moving average, neural index still getting that short amount of strength there more recently, but just all this month of October, just very clearly great opportunities to be shorting the market. And you see, again, if you're coming in as a shorter term trader, hey, what level do I want to look to, take some action on the market? And overall, you're not going to get picked up every single day, but you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 entries here in a stock like Palo Alto Networks, while the market's down a considerable amount on a percentage basis here. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this overall move here. But again, over 20%, almost 21% to the downside, with about 10 entries or so where you can go ahead, set shorts, set some profit targets, and see that market move to fresh new lows, really repeatedly over this month. So really exciting opportunities. Again, we're seeing a little bit of strength in shares, but the trends and the crossovers still to the downside. So until we get a lot more crossovers to the upside, things that, look like CBOE with very clear crosses to the upside that signal areas where you can get long, again, you can go ahead and set those shorts, ride those trends, and, trail your stops until those crossovers come to the upside and it says, okay, time to take profit and reverse position. So with all of that covered, everyone have a great rest of the trading week. Thank you all for watching. Once again, this has been our Hot Stocks Outlook for November 2nd, 2018. Thanks again, best of luck, and bye for now.